guiding like he planned. Cat behind the scenes so sly, making magic, watch it fly. HobbyMaker, it's our show. In a boo in hand, interviews and crafts that go. Cappy B, craft the ground, scissors, let's create. Craft the clock, we just can't. Craft the clock, we just can't wait. Turn the music, feel the beat. Crafting rhythm can't be beat. Interviews and tips to share. Creative vibes are in the air. From the screen to your desk, crafting minds at their best. Paper, glitter, glue in hand. Adam's guiding like he planned. Cat behind the scenes so sly, making magic, watch it fly. HobbyMaker, it's our show. In a boo in hand, interviews and crafts that go. Cappy B, craft the ground, scissors, let's create. Craft the clock, we just can't. Craft the clock, we just can't wait. Turn the music, feel the beat. Crafting rhythm can't be beat. Interviews and tips to share. Creative vibes are in the air. From the screen to your desk, crafting minds at their best. Cat and Adam lead the way. Craft the clock makes our day. Craft the clock, we build the air. Crafting pops can't wait. Crafting pops happy beat. Craft the clock. Paper, glitter, glue in hand. Adam's guiding like he planned. Cat behind the scenes so sly, making magic, watch it fly. HobbyMaker, it's our show. In a boo in hand, interviews and crafts that go. Cappy B, craft the ground, scissors, let's create. Craft the clock, we just can't. Craft the clock, we just can't wait. Turn the music, feel the beat. Crafting rhythm can't be beat. Interviews and tips to share. Creative vibes are in the air. From the screen to your desk, crafting minds at their best. Cat and Adam lead the way. Craft the clock makes our day. Craft the clock, we build the air. Crafting pops can't wait. Crafting pops happy beat. Craft the clock. Paper, glitter, glue in hand.
A very, very good afternoon to you one and all. I hope you're good and well. We are back. Crafter Clark is back on track. It's Monday. It's the 20th of October. We're here. We're live for the next hour with an amazing guest. Really, really is a phenomenal, phenomenal guest. And I'll give you more of that in a moment. Coming in, take your seats. Who we got here already? Jennifer's in. Good morning, everyone. Lisa's in as well. Good afternoon. Adam and Francois. Hope you're both well. Lovely to see you on the telly box over the weekend. I know it was nice. You had me for a full weekend on the telly box. You've not got me for a while now. I don't think you've got me till... you've not got me until the 1st of November. That's all you got me for. Jackie's in as well. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're good and well. As Lisa said... You could be my producer, Lisa. Francois is joining us. Francois is live in the studio. I'm from my home studio. Look at the weather. Isn't it beautiful out there today? Oh, my meadows and my fields, my craft room of bliss. We are all good. Oh, look who's in. The boss is here. Good afternoon, all. Jamie is in. Can see and hear you. Thanks you, Jennifer. I forgot to ask. This is a good sign. A very good sign. Let's bring in the lady herself. Now, if you've got any questions, queries, worries, woes, drop them in the chat. But what I'm also going to say... is you're going to have to be quick. Now, we can't pre-sell on Craft O'Clock today because I don't think there's going to be enough stock. Last time myself and Francois worked together, it sold out in the first hour. Francois had to make calls to Jamie saying, look, can we have some more? Adam's on. He's digging his heels into the ground. He won't go on telly. We managed to get a bit more, but I don't know how it's going to work this time. So you're going to need to be quick on this one. But let's introduce the lady herself. Here she is, live from the Reddit studio. Françoise here. Afternoon, Françoise. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm very well, thank you. It's lovely to be on with you.
Bless you. And I was saying just before we come live, I'm so sorry I can't be there in person in the tiny little sweat box that my little cupboard is. I hope they left it clean and tidy for you.
It's very smart in here, very smart.
The big cupboard, all the paper to the other side, and the fancy dress costumes. Yeah, I know. Don't look around. It's not worth looking. How have you been since we last saw each other? Last time we saw each other was on the telly.
It was, and I've been really busy because obviously I've been putting together the collection that we've got on today. And in between that, believe it or not, I've already worked and we are putting together the next collection for December.
Oh my word. So everything is coming together.
It is.
I've already had a sneak peek. This morning, Tracy sent me over all the pictures of these brand new stamp sets. They are amazing. They really, really are. We are going to look at them in more detail. We've got samples to show as well, so don't worry about that, everyone. As I said, you're going to have to get in quick for this one. But does this set work with the previous set and the set coming up in November?
They don't actually, but what I tend to do, how I work, is I tend to bring out a collection and then that's like a stepping stone and I let people sort of more or less sort of digest that and I move on to something else, but I'll come back and I will add to that collection at a later stage. So I'm trying not to overflood people with the same designs.
Oh, that's good.
But at the same time, I'm also conscious that I like people to be able to build up their libraries in whatever they like out of my style, because I do about 3 or 4, maybe 5 different styles of collections all along that sort of run along together.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. So what we can do is we can dip in and out. So we sort of, which is a nice way really of, if you like a certain style. So I know we had the mouse last month that we worked together. So if that's your thing, you've got a little bit of time to use them, love them, save up for the next collection. And then when the mice come on again, you've got that. I love that idea that you've got like 4 or 5 different stories running all at the same time.
Yeah, it's sort of, I think it's great for everybody that's crafting, and it's also good for me because I think it makes.
Where's Françoise gone? Why can't I hear her? Françoise, I think we've just lost your microphone for a second. I will message Kat to see if we can get it back because it was all working fine a minute ago. Just so we know, let me tell you how you order. Mic gone down. Let me tell you how you order. So, what is going to happen is, obviously we can't sell on Craft O'Clock today because of the sheer fact there is not enough stock. So what you will need to do is you'll need to watch out for Françoise shows. So you've got 3 o'clock, 3 to 4, and then all the way down at 8 o'clock as well. So you've got the 3 and 4 o'clock show that you need to go and watch, and then you also need to come back and watch that one as well. We are just sorting out Françoise' mic as we speak. I'll just wait for a little thumbs up. And then we are good to go again. Kat is currently sorting it out. As I said, this is one of those shows that sells out time and time again. Let's try again now. Françoise, are you there? No, still no, Françoise. Maybe if I bring the overhead in. Can you hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Right, so what we'll do is let me go through the stamps on their own, and then as soon as they come back, we'll be able to hear them that you've got on here. So these are the brand new stamp sets that we're talking about. They are absolutely... Oh, you're back. Françoise is back. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm back.
We are good, we are loud, and we are clear. That is
I've
good.
just got to walk in front of the camera to get out.
That's fine. You walk away, Kat. You walk. You're all good. There we go. Thank you, Kat. Thank you very much. Right, let's put Francois there. Let's not touch anything else. Let's start going through this, Francois, if we can. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the paper pad?
Yes, we can do.
It's up to you, whatever you want, or you can show. Or do you want to show your samples first? I completely don't mind.
Okay. I think we'll show the paper pad and some of the stamps, and then people will get an idea of what the samples are about.
Good idea. Let's do it. This paper pad is beautiful, may I say. It is absolutely stunning.
So I've sort of started a trend with the Woodware paper pad that we have a sort of design that goes with the collection. So you got, for instance, the leaves on here. If I bring that up,
Perfect.
so that you can see, and then that's like you're obviously very, to do with autumn and what have you. But then if I switch to the back, basically the back can be used all year round. So that's what I'm doing now with my paper pads. I'm not trying to give you sort of two sheets that just work for one season or one project. I'm trying to give you something so that you've got something for the project that we're doing, and then at the same time you've got something that goes all year round.
Oh, I love this idea. So it's two paper pads in one, then really that we're getting.
It is, and it's great because you've got 24 sheets. And you've got 6 designs and you've got 4 of each. So it's not a case that you'll use up one sheet and think, oh, I haven't got any more of that colour. And I really like this. You've got another 3 sheets once you've used up your first sheet.
Do you know, Francois, if the paper pad will be available individually?
Yes. So in the show, we're going to have a lovely big bundle of everything. And then we're going to have everything available individually.
So if you want to get hold of it, you have to wait for the show. Unfortunately, you can't pre-buy on Craft O'Clock today because we don't think there's going to be enough stock for the main channel. Just look at the colorways, though, in the cover of this. I also like the way you do your covers, Francois, because that is also a usable piece.
It is, because you can cut these bits down and you can use them in whatever you're doing. But it's just absolutely. I mean, look at the back. It's just all these splodges of colour. So during the show, I'm going to show you how, when you look at this, you can look at this in terms of cutting it up and having a pre-made background, which is one of the things in stamping. Some people are not particularly good at sploshing ink and making their own backgrounds. So this gives you an instant sort of background that you can work on. But all the colours are all the colours that you find in leaves, in the grass, basically all the colours of autumn. But this is, I'm in love with the back even more than I'm in love with the leaves, actually. So,
no, it's true. Like for autumnal scrapbooks, well, not even autumnal because you've got the greens and the oranges and the reds in there. It sort of goes through all year round, would you say?
It does. But this is what I was saying to you about being conscious of the fact that I want a paper pad that's going to work all year round. And that we can sell it all year round as well, because otherwise it becomes a bit niche. You sort of, you buy a Christmas paper pad, and then once you've done Christmas, the paper pad sits in your craft room for the next 8 or 9 months or what have you. But this idea means that you'll buy it and you'll use it all year round.
So this is the paper pad that we're looking at the moment. Remember, available. It will be available in that big bundle, and it will also be available individually. So if you want to start making a mental list now of things like, right, I want another paper pad. I want the big bundle. I want it because this is going to go.
Yeah. I think the paper pad you'll want at least to have 2 paper pads in my mind. Just because you will love it. I'm sure you will.
I'm with you all the way on this one because there's nothing worse of getting a complete bundle and you get the one paper pad and then all of a sudden you go, oh, I've done all my autumnal cards with those beautiful leaves, and yes, we get enough pages in there, but it's everything after. It's the rest of the year that you want to do as well. So if you want the paper pad, make a mental note. You need the big bundle, and you're going to need that paper pad as well because some of the samples are absolutely beautiful. Are we moving to stencils next?
Yes, we can do. Now, when I was downstairs, I by mistake picked up two of the same. So, but you might have. I think
Uh,
you've probably got. Jamie's probably given you.
is this the other one?
So yeah, that's one of them. That's called Roots,
That is beautiful.
which is sort of makes a nice sort of background, and obviously you can use it with inks. You can run it through the embossing. You can emboss it if you want to, because the quality of the stencils that Jamie produces, the thickness is perfect for doing that. So that first one is more of a background sort of stencil.
Okay.
And then I've done a stencil with leaves, which is this one here that I've got in the package. And what I love as well is that because the elements are big enough, you actually also get if I open it up, you get the.
Do you get like the waist as it would be?
Yeah, you get the waist as well.
But it's not waist though, is it? Because they're the things. They're your masks.
So you get your waist as well. So you've got these masks, or I quite like to draw around things. So if you do things like Zentangle, or you can draw around these shapes. You could put ink on them and use them to print with if you wanted to. If you don't want to use them in your artwork, but you like the idea of maybe making a brooch or something with them, you could do that.
That'd be
You could put
nice.
alcohol inks on them, cover them with UPVC. You can do all sorts of things. So you can use them as a mask, or you can use them to create something else.
This would be another one that would be really, really nice to run through as an embossing folder. So emboss it
Yeah.
with your rubber mat, just those random place leaves that you've got on there. Then you've got that big stencil as well, so you can see the stencil. Remember, you get the masks for all of these. So do we just get the masks just for the leaves, not for the sort of added extras of like the little pebbles and the roots that are on there as well?
Sorry, you've got me completely confused.
So all those masks that we've got in that kit, are they
Yeah.
just for the leaves and not for the sort of the little areas that are on that stencil?
Yeah, you don't get the little bubbles and things, because those would just you just have a nightmare. You'd open up the packet and everything would go everywhere. So it's really good that they've taken all those out and you just get the main leaves, which makes it just a lot easier to use. The other thing you can do, obviously, is if you want to use the leaves individually on the stencil, and you're a little bit concerned about your ink going all over the place, you can always place your leaves back inside,
That's true.
just to cover up as well if you want to. But the idea with this stencil was I wanted to be able to have some quite large leaves that I can make backgrounds with as well, on my card. So that's one of the things when I demo this afternoon, I'm going to show you how to use this and just to sort of do a leaf background, because the leaf background that you'll do will look completely different to, say, for instance, the one that's on the paper pad as well. So it gives you more options as well.
I think that they are absolutely beautiful, and I like the way you've given us different sizes of the same leaves, so we could do the scene within the leaves if we
Yes.
wanted to go down that route as well. Just a beautiful white card with just that hint of colour in a leaf
Yeah.
would be absolutely stunning. It
And
really,
you've got
really
little
would.
extra little bits that you can use just to do some little splodges of texture if you want little dots here and there. It's just quite handy. I like to fill up the space. The same with the stamps. I hate to leave bits where I can't have something inside.
No, it's beautiful. And they both work together really, really well. Both of the stencils, I said, this is the first stencil that we were just talking about. I know it's called Roots, Françoise, but what was the inspiration behind this stencil design?
Um, I don't know really. I just drew it and I really liked. I think I was thinking a little bit like a sort of maze, hedge maze and
Yes.
things. That's what inspired me. But I just like patterns and things, and I thought it went really. It had an organic, natural look as well, and wasn't sort of too rigid. If you want a background, so I've got a sample here which I'll put up to the camera, so you can see the roots in the background. It's very subtle.
Oh,
Is that coming
yeah.
through?
Yeah, we can see it.
You can see the roots in the background. You see, I mean, when you look at it in a stencil, it probably looks like it's going to be quite heavy, but if you use a very light color, it just becomes sort of an organic sort of pattern in the background.
It's something different as well. It's something that I've not seen before in a stencil. You could go quite Aztec
You could.
with it as well. It's got that sort of vibe to it.
I mean, the thing is, when you think about stencils, you think about using them all the way through. And, you know, this one's a stencil that you're going to use with other collections. It's not just going to be with the leaves. It'll work in lots of different ways. My next collection that's coming out is going to be sort of maybe parties, birthday-ish, and you could use that in the background.
That would work for streamers,
in
yeah.
Colours.
It would.
I have one of my gnomes. I don't know if you've come across Norman the gnome.
No, I've not seen Norman yet. I'm a fan of a gnome.
Norman's very famous, and I won't talk about him too much because he's not part of the show. But he in one of the previous collections, I had one with he had a Mexican costume, so I can imagine him standing behind that background.
Yeah, that would work. It would really,
And it
really
would
work.
You see, so don't just think about it just for this collection. It's for previous collections or collections to come.
Yeah,
as well.
and it's once again, don't see it just as a stencil as well. Drawing those and doing them in brown would make beautiful branches for trees with animals standing on and things like that would be absolutely stunning. It would. So far we've seen the paper pad, we've seen the 2 stencils that you're going to get in this big bundle. Where would you like to go next, Francois?
Well, shall we start with the stamps?
Let's
Shall
do
we
it.
go with the stamps?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the biggest set. We've got 2 big sets, and we've got obviously a mushroom set. I say obviously because you've seen a sample with mushrooms on it. So this is an A5 set of stamps.
Okay.
Normally, I tend to stick with an A6, but occasionally I just feel I need more. So I go for a bigger size, and I wanted to be able to sort of, give you lots of little elements to go with the mushrooms as well. So, like for instance, in here, I thought, actually, I meant to do this yesterday. I was going to count up everything there is on here. So you got.
Well, you can do it live. I'll bring a picture in. This is what we're talking about at the moment. These are beautiful. Look at these.
So there's 17 stamps on here. So that's a lot of stamps.
That's a lot of stamps for your money.
That's a lot of stamps. And you've got lots of these little stamps that are what I call worker stamps. And you can do so much with them as well, to add things in the background and stuff. And then obviously with the mushrooms, you can combine them together or you can use them on their own. And if I take another sample, this is the little, and I hold that up, you can see a little card using the 3 little mushrooms that are there.
That's cute.
So although it's a big set, you don't have to make massive cards. You can make little cards if you want to as well. And my idea as well was that this collection shouldn't just be for autumn. So I wanted the mushrooms to look like mushrooms, but not be realistic, if that makes sense. So that you can have a bit of fun using whatever colours you want to use. So that's why I've gone sort of like with purples and greens and things. So it's got a slightly sort of grungy, modern sort of look.
It's beautiful.
Rather than being sort of botanical.
It's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of people in the chat at the moment. I'm trying to go put on all the messages on the screen saying they're going to be very poor before payday because they want the entire collection, even though they've not seen it all yet. Haley said, "I've got to get my hands on those mushrooms." So I think you're going to have a very, very busy show. Also, just before we move on, Jackie's brand new. She's never been on a Craft O'Clock before. So welcome, Jackie. Welcome to the mad world of Craft O'Clock that we've got, where technical issues are our friend, that we've got on here. So they are, I'm guessing that one's called mushrooms.
Yeah, I kept it simple. I thought I'm not going to go, down the Latin route or anything and give them funky names. So I just went for mushrooms.
I'm so glad you went for these, because then I can find the pictures a lot easier this way, because the pictures are named what the stamps are called. So this is what your mushroom set looks like, as you can see just here. So every set that Francois brings on, we will also look in the larger form as well, just so you can see the details. As I said, there will be no pre-orders on Craft O'Clock today, because by the looks of the chat alone, this is going to be busy. It really, really is. Francois, don't worry if you don't know the answer to this one, because I know Jamie is watching. Do we know a price for the big bundle?
I have no idea.
Jamie, what's the price for the big bundle, please?
I think you probably did send it to me when they send me the breakdown and everything, but I don't look at the prices. I don't really do figures terribly well.
You don't need to. You've got the designs. That's your gig. You do the designs. Leave the bundle prices in. So Jamie, if you are watching, if you could let me know the price of the big bundle when it goes to TV, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. What are the numbers? What are the numbers on the stamps? Also, what are the numbers about on the stamps? Lisa's asked.
So it's a bit of a strange one. I've got an absolute passion for numbers, and I also like to tie collections together. So I started doing a sort of, so one of my collections is a sort of vintage look, and I started using the numbers on a vintage look, and I've sort of carried it on through. So it's not giving you a special code, it's not giving you a message, it's just something random that I quite like. And it just brings some sort of graphics into the project as well, because I've got writing in there, as you'll see. I've got like a little bit of spreadsheet sort of on top of the mushroom. There's a postmark coming through. So it carries on with all that sort of graphic, sort of grungy sort of look as well. But it doesn't convey any particular message other than my favourite number is number 4.
We've been told the price. We've been told by the price by everyone. So thank you, Kat, and thank you, Jamie. So £89.99 is what the complete bundle is going to be. We've only seen 4 elements so far. It should be £107.87. You are going to get it for £89.99. And thank you, Kat. It will also be on split pay, so you will be able to split the cost, but you're going to have to get in early. Okay, genuinely, you're going to have to be early on this one, because I think it's going to sell out. Francois, you are on air at 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Yes, I am.
Just double checking I did that right.
You got me worried for a minute. I thought, have my times changed or something?
I thought that with the intonation that I put in the question, I thought, I don't know who's going to know the answers to this one. 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock, Francois is on, so you need to be there for the 3 o'clock. So if you've got school pickup, I'd watch it on your phone if I was you, because you don't want to miss out on this one. Right then, let's move. Any more to tell me about this set?
No, although what I'm going to say is I think you're going to find it really difficult to split the bundle, because everything works so well together.
That's good.
You know, you can combine everything together. So unfortunately, I'm probably going to give you a headache in the sense that you're probably going to want the whole lot, because otherwise you will be able to create with individual stamps. There's no doubt about it, because I understand that everybody's got a different sort of money pocket or what have you. But at the same time, if you want things that really coordinate together, this collection sort of does it for you. So we'll move on to the second big set.
Okay.
Which is the leaves. Again, I've kept it simple, just called it leaves. I didn't even have to double check that I hadn't called it something else.
So it will be this one that we're looking at now. Let me move Jamie's right. This is another absolute beaut. Are the leaves, I was thinking about this earlier, are the leaves the same size as the stencil, or are they different shapes?
So everything, I always think, shall I marry it up? Shall I join things up? But I actually like to have more mileage. So in a way, I don't. But I think you'll find that if you want to sort of overlay some of the leaves over the solid stamps that we have and over the stencil leaves, you can do that anyway. It'll work well if you do that as well. If I bring that stencil back in, just to show you.
I love this set.
So if I take this leaf here, That sits quite nicely with that leaf there.
Yes, it does.
So you've got a few, this one you could technically put that one behind here if you wanted to. So you can play around, but the idea was to give you as many different leaf shapes and sizes as possible. And I think if I'd coordinated everything to go together, you would have had less different size leaves and things to use.
No,
so
makes
that
sense.
was my thinking behind it anyway.
No, I like it. I like the thinking. Love the leaves as well. And once again, it's in that same style as the mushrooms with all the numbers in that we've got. They are absolutely beautiful. Here they are in the larger form. These are your... do we get sentiments in this as well?
There's a little mini set of sentiments coming.
Oh, okay.
But you've got sort of, obviously, in the mushrooms, you've got the word mushroom, specimen, and fungi. Or fungi. It should be fungi, I think. It's fungi. But in here, you've got leaves, and you've got the meaning of I hate this word. You've got autumn. I'm not going to even try and pronounce it.
Let me see if I can see it.
Autumnal.
Autumnal?
Oh, yeah, that's it. It's a horrible word, isn't it, really, to pronounce?
Really. Autumnal.
So you've got the meaning of that word, which is occurring in autumn. But we've got a little mini set of autumn-orientated greetings. I was conscious of the fact that you're not going to really use autumn meanings and words all year round. So maybe sort of, having a big set or having too many greetings might sort of not really work. So I've kept it to a little mini set, which we'll look at. And I've kept the other sets for as many elements as possible that you can have in here as well.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I've literally filled the whole space on here.
You really have. Diane says, hi Adam and lovely Francois. This collection is just fabulous with endless possibilities and so much fun to be had with it.
That's very kind. Thank you very much, Diane. So
it's true. It's true though. Everyone is loving this collection, Francois. Everyone is loving. So is this the first collection under the Creative Expressions umbrella?
It's the second collection.
Second.
Under the Creative Expressions umbrella.
The second one of this style. I know we did the mice the other day.
I would say this is the first one of this style. So
okay.
So obviously, if it runs really well and everybody absolutely loves it, then obviously there'll be more to progress from it as well. Because that's what I was saying earlier on, that I sort of like develop a style and then I develop collections and, give them time to sort of for people to enjoy them. And then if I feel that it's really has legs and it can sort of do more, then I will produce more.
No, that's good to know, because I don't want anyone thinking, oh, I've missed out on all the others. So this is technically the first... It's
the first one of this style.
It's the first one of this style, but it's the second one in the series under the Jamie Rogers umbrella.
Yeah, because now that, Woodware has found a new home under the the new Creative Expressions as such, it gets quite complicated because I've been under the Woodware brand for a long time, and I've been under it now. This is the third home of Woodware. It started off as Woodware, then went to the old Creative Expressions, and now it's gone to the new Creative Expressions.
I think you're in safe hands this time, though, Francois. I think you're in very safe hands.
Definitely.
I don't think you're going anywhere. All right, show me more. What do you want to show me?
So I was just going to show you this sample because this has got the mushrooms and it's got one of the leaves that I've actually put in there as well, so that you can see.
See, that's nice.
And you've got the paper pad as well. So you see how beautifully the paper pad works with the leaves, with the mushrooms. And we've got this die set as well coming up in the show this afternoon as well, which I think everybody is going to go for because it's absolutely amazing. I've only just really come across it. Jamie said to me, can I put you a die set in the show? And I said, oh, what is it going to be? And he gave me this one. And I said, oh, okay. That's, I was interested and I was quite excited. And then I got it home and then I got even more excited and I couldn't stop creating with it. So
For some reason, though, it look, and I know it's not. It probably is, and I may be wrong on this. But even the die set looks quite autumnal, even though I'm guessing it's not meant to be. It just works with your collection somehow.
Yeah, it just really. I mean, Jamie's done some amazing samples, which you're going to see this afternoon. I'm being sort of a bit picky. I'm just showing you my samples today.
Yeah, use this time for you. You could, forget all Jamie's.
Yeah. So he actually he won't believe it, but he actually inspired me to sort of get a bit more creative with it with this die that he gave me. And I saw some of his samples and I thought, why haven't I thought of that? You know. So I started playing around and really, really enjoyed it. So that was another one that came out from this sample using the mushrooms.
Like that.
And I just looked at it as a term of like, oh, well, I've got 8 different panels, and that's panels to work on. But then when you start sort of cutting into the panels with the dies themselves, you get lots of different options.
Jamie said the clip corner rectangles will be on a cheeky special price today as well. So if you're,
it's an amazing price. And I was saying to the producer that you can actually, it's got 8 dies in it, but if you use it in a certain way, which I will show you this afternoon, I'm not going to give everything away, you actually end up with 16 panels, not 8 panels.
Oh,
so
really?
It's really good value for money.
I think I can show you. It depends how clever and how quick I am. I can show you that die set as well. Jamie also says, here's the clip dies. So these are the dies you're looking for this afternoon. Those are the dies that will be on the show. There's a lot of buttons to press here, Francois. A lot of buttons. Jamie's also said, we're not letting her go anywhere now. You're stuck with us. Is what Jamie's exact words. So I don't think Woodware is going anywhere anytime soon. I think you're stuck with Jamie. But that's not a bad problem to have, to be honest.
No, I'm absolutely thrilled about the sort of the partnership, really. Because Jamie and the whole team, they're all fantastic to work with. And they're so nice to work with as well. So
no, they are.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful. They're all beautiful, beautiful people. Right then, let's talk more stamps. Where are we going this time?
So going down, I'm going to go down in size. So we've got, like I showed you, 2 A5s, and then we have 4 A6 stamps.
Okay.
Set, which is usually this is usually the size that I work for most to. I couldn't believe it. I think it was last year or the year before, I'd notched up. I've actually designed over 1,000 A6 stamps.
Oh, my
sets.
word. Oh,
Sometimes
my
I think
word.
to myself, really? But so, it's quite amazing. So it's been an amazing journey.
Have you got?
On, which is great. So
have you got all 1,000? Have you got a copy of every single stamp set you've ever done?
I do, and like I said to you, it's even more because in my crafting journey, I actually started designing with wood-mounted stamps. So I have a huge pile of wood-mounted stamps, and then we launched into the clear stamps.
Oh my word!
So yeah. I mean, my studio is absolutely full to bursting point, basically, with stamps.
Right, let's look at these A6 stamps. Where are we starting first? Texture samples?
Yeah, so this is texture samples, which is absolutely perfect for your backgrounds and your edges and whatever you feel you want to sort of bring in. So if you're building something up, just trying to get a sample so you can get some sort of idea. So if you're building up a background, you can see where I've added one of the textures in here, and you've got all sorts of different things. If we look at this one of my favourite stamps in the set is this one here, which is a bit like when you have, I think it's called sequin waste, you know?
It's got another name. For the life of me, I can't think what it's called.
But it's it's the leftovers from when they produce sequins, I believe.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So it resembles that, and then you've got obviously sort of a bit like animal prints, and you've got like coffee mark stains. But this one, the one that I love as well, is it great? It's great in corners and filling in the corners. So if I bring that up, you can sort of see
Look at that.
one of the wreaths that I've done.
I know it's not hexagon, but it's sort of got honeycomb feel to it as well.
It does. So, again, these textures, you're going to use them with all the other previous collections. It won't just be for this collection. You'll use it all year round as a stamp. So that's one of them. This is Autumn Borders.
I like this one.
You can tell how many stamps I've designed because I sort of forget the names after a while and I have to flip them over and sort of double check. What did I call that one? Because in my mind, I've already sort of like, not in a bad way, but I'm already moving on to the next collection.
No, it makes sense. This one, when I was going through the photos when they sent me them this morning, this one reminded me of washi tape.
Yes, it does. I mean, it has that idea. It's a little bit... I did do a set way back, which some people might have, which is called Faux Washi. And it's got lots of... I love it because I've always wanted to design washi tape. I'm probably going to have Jamie ringing me up saying, you said you were going to design some washi tape.
You know what? It'll just be clipping this, Ed. It'll just be clipping this section now going, you said this. That you're going to design. Just quickly going back, it's called Punchinella.
Punchinella, yeah. I actually love that word. Actually, I don't know why, but it's a really nice word. But this is great for your borders, for creating sort of edges. I'm trying to think if I've got because I've put some samples up. I don't know if I've taken that one.
No, you're fine. Let me show you these borders once again, just while we look for samples. So these are the pictures you're seeing on the screen at the moment, and obviously the front of the packaging that you've got there. But look how beautiful they are, and I like the sort of the blossom one, the sort of second one in from the right.
Yeah, it's like a sort of, I think it's sort of berries, sort of winter berries on the trees. When the leaves fall off, essentially, and you've got just the berries left.
It's beautiful
on the twigs. But it could look. Somebody said it looked a bit like, was it not catkin? When you get those little sort of fuzzy white balls.
The white ones. Someone will let us know what it's called shortly. Don't you worry about that.
I'm giving you lots of.
Giving them homework. I like it. I like it. Give them homework. They're very clever. Who needs Google when you've got this chat room? They're a phenomenal bunch of people. They really are. That sample looks stunning.
So I would just thought I'd bring in how you can use one of the borders here. So that's the leaf border. And you were saying about like, it looks like washi tape. So it does. It looks like I've got a piece of washi tape going across my card. So what you can do is you can obviously colour it in if you want to. But what I've done is just stamped it on my autumn paper and then cut it out. And I've instantly got a piece of ribbon that I can use across any card then.
Gwen's back. Gwen is all over this. Pussy Willow is what we're thinking of.
Oh, right. Yes.
There you go.
So you've got that. And then you've got another really functional sort of word stamp that actually, funny enough, I was inspired because I did one for Christmas, which was really popular with Christmas words in it. So this one has got all the words related to autumn, like bonfire, leaf, pumpkin, October, fall, apples, harvest, all that sort of thing comes into it. And you can, use it. I'm going to use it in one of my demos this afternoon. So you can use part of it, or you can actually create a whole background with it if you want to. And this one I particularly like for sort of doing edges. And again, I had a previous set which has just different variations of this one. But this one I decided to make it specifically for autumn. So you've got the word autumn in it, and October that shows through. And gold as well.
The writing one that's on there, the one that says bonfire, autumn leaves, bonfire gold, does it repeat? I can't quite work it out.
It doesn't sort of as such repeat, but it's the way it's done. You can sort of place it to repeat if you want to.
Makes sense.
And I really wanted to try and keep it as random as possible. So, you'll find that it sort of does repeat in a way, but it won't fill in the whole space. You'll have gaps, which is my idea. I quite like having the gaps in between.
No, I like it.
So that's the borders one, the autumn borders.
Okay.
And then you've got a really sort of heavy duty, chunky stamp. So
Ooh,
this one
look at
is your
this.
layered textures.
This
Okay.
is nice.
So I do like a sort of a background that's sort of open and has all sorts of bits. So you've got that famous, what is it called again?
Punchinella.
Punchinella, but you've got it in reverse happening in the background. So things are slightly reversed, like the lines on a notebook. It's almost like you're getting all your stuff in reverse on the black background, and it creates an instant background. So if I bring up this sample, you can see it in the back. So I've used it
look
in
at
black there. It's slightly
that.
sort of muted because I've actually sprayed some of Jamie's new sprays that are coming up in the show onto the background.
Oh yes, I didn't get the photo of those, but there are new sprays as well. The more we go through this connection, Francois, the more I'm thinking all of these, from the stencils down to the washi tape stamps, the autumn borders, and this one would look amazing on a gel plate.
Yes, yeah. I think there is a little bit that comes into my sort of idea of play to go down that area. I just literally feel like one day I'll get round to the gel plate. I just never seem to have the time because I'm either sort of designing or I'm making cards, and although it sounds a bit silly, I mean I do play because I play a lot with the stamps when I'm making up the cards and things, but I'm so busy with all my ideas and my designs that I don't really get the time to sort of say, oh, well, let's get a gel plate out.
Let's have
and
a go.
I'll just play.
No, it's
But
true.
you're right. There's an element of that comes through. And what I love about this one as well, if I bring this sample back in, you can see it in the back here, that stamp.
Oh, you wouldn't know it was the same
appearing.
stamp though.
Yeah. So it looks sort of really sort of bold in black. But once you start sort of printing or stamping with it with color, it just changes the stamp completely and it becomes a really nice texture in the background. And not
true.
sort of, ooh, look at the stamp. It's really sort of heavy because I think most people will look at that and it's very dark, it's very black.
Yes.
But once you start pulling it off and you start stamping it with color, it just changes it completely.
Jennifer wants to know, how do you store all your stamps? So when we get these collections home, what's the best ways? I'm guessing she's asking what's the best ways to store stamps.
Well, everybody has their different way. What I tend to do is I tend to store mine by collections because I need to go back to them quite, if I need to do something, I want to be able to find them. And some people will put sort of animals together, greetings together. I've kept mine by sort of my collections. And what I tend to do is when I get my samples, which arrive just like these, I don't open the packet at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I snip the top off and have an open pocket. So I keep that as a pocket, the packaging as a pocket. And then mine gets stored in, I've been to a well-known sort of home store.
Oh, you can say it on here. Where have you been?
Oh,
you can
I like to say it. So, if you go to IKEA, they do these nice little storage baskets.
Yes, we know the ones.
And I just put mine into baskets according to collections. And then I've got them lined up on shelves in my studio. And that's the way for me. I would suggest sometimes when you have, say, a stamp set that has lots of little stamps in them, like maybe something like that, where you've got lots of little stamps that sometimes sit on here and you don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
For those, I get like an A5 plastic envelope type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I keep those particular stamp sets, which I think I'm sort of likely to I'm worried about losing some of the stamps or anything. I keep those inside one of the plastic envelope as well.
Makes sense.
Some people keep them in folders. I think it really depends. I've just got too many to put into folders now, really. So the basket solution is the easiest for me. And I just label the basket and I'll have, autumn collection or Christmas 2025 or...
Another question. I don't know where this hour has gone. We've literally got about 10 minutes left. Well, if that.
Oh,
And we've got
gosh,
loads
it
of
has
stamps.
gone quick.
I know, we've got loads of stamps to get through. We've not even seen half of the collection yet. One more question then, and we'll rattle through the rest of the collection. Diane wants to know, Francois, do you make all your backgrounds first? So I'm guessing she means, do you make your background stamps first and then pull out elements, or do you do it the other way round?
I tend to. I work both ways. Sometimes I make, like, I've been really getting into sort of making ATCs.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to talk about that in the show this afternoon. How you can start with a card and start with an ATC, and then you build out from it. If you sort of mean. So you might sort of, if I bring this one back in, this is actually the size of an ATC.
Oh,
an
okay.
artist trading card. So you might, what I've been doing quite a lot of is making these little panels, and then I build out. So, I'll then look at that and say, oh, I want a background to go with that. And am I going to put that on an A6 card? Am I going to put it on an A5 card?
That makes sense.
So I build out that way around. Or sometimes I might actually make a background and think, what can I put onto that background? Because I really like it, Because sometimes I just sit there like everybody does. I get my ink pads out and I just splodge and dip my card and make backgrounds.
It's the best.
So
the
you
best.
can work both ways. There's no right or wrong way, really.
No, it's good to know. It's good to know.
Inspires you.
Right, then let's talk about autumn butterflies.
Yeah,
This is
to finish
another
the
absolute
A5,
beauty.
we've got, I'm Denard, and I wanted something sort of slightly pretty-ish to come into the collection. And I thought, this was a nice way of extending. If you want something above the mushrooms, if you want to sort of maybe have a butterfly fluttering across some leaves. You saw the sample I showed you with the dragonfly in there. And again, they're not realistic butterflies, so you can colour them whatever way you want to. And they're just coordinate with the collection. And I gave you some more textures and a couple of words as well.
Oh, they are beautiful. From there, what's next?
And then finally, we've got 4 little mini stamps, which are, so that's A5, and we're down to another half. So that's these are A5, A6, A7.
A7.
To get it technically right, but I just call them the minis. Really, that's what I call them. So you've got 3 sets which are solid stamps, although they've all got textures in them. So that's quite nice. So that's a bit more forgiving. If you don't stamp and you don't get, all the colour across, it really doesn't matter because it's got that sort of sense of grunge and texture and sort of missing elements and things.
No, they're all beautiful. I love the spider as well. The detail in the spider in the mushrooms.
Oh, that's lovely. That little spider. Unfortunately, some people don't like spiders. I don't like them. I wouldn't hold a spider. I don't mind them in the same room, but I don't particularly like to hold them. But they're part of autumn, all the cobwebs and the spiders coming in and that sort of thing. So yeah, you've got the mushrooms make a really good backdrop for. If I bring this one in, this card in, you can see the little solid stamp and you can see the spider coming down the card.
That's beautiful.
So you can have the solid mushroom as in the background, and then you can have your main mushrooms at the forefront.
No, it all makes sense. So if you want to go for them, let me bring in the details one more time that you are going to need. The price for all is that is all. Oh no, we've got one more. Wow.
Yeah.
Pipe yourself down, Adam. We've got sentiments to do. Autumn greetings. These I like these.
That's the last one is the autumn greetings, which gives you a little bit of flavour of autumn. I can smell autumn dancing in the breeze. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Autumn carries more gold in its pockets than all the other seasons. Autumn birthdays are the best, and hello, autumn. And I've even managed to give you an extra little leaf in the corner.
I like the way they're different fonts as well.
Yes.
I do like that. They are absolutely beautiful. If you want to go for all of this collection, you need to join Francois over on the Telly box. She will be there. She will be on the telly this afternoon at 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock is when she will be on. So it'll be on 3 and 8. And the big bundle is £107 is what it should be. But you today are going to get it for £89.99. And I said last time Françoise was on, when it was gone, it was sort of gone, and we didn't have much for the second show. That later hour, there wasn't much. So if you desperately need to get in early at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you, Françoise.
No, thank you.
That hour has flown by. Just a quick question, one more question, then I will let you go so you can go for a cup of tea. Lisa's asked, can some of the items be purchased individually? Yes. Also, Lisa asked, what's an ATC? How would you describe an ATC for someone that's new to crafting?
Okay, so it stands for Artist Trading Card. So the clue is in the trading card. Like that. And the idea is that you swap between friends and they give you a little piece that they've created. And the idea is it's not big, so it's not onerous, and you don't have to spend hours and hours creating an ATC. You can spend as long as you want, and generally on the back of it you put your name, you give your little piece of work a name, your creation, and when you actually a date when you actually created it, and you can sign it as well if you want to. And the idea is it was started way back, and it's been going for a long time, was to sort of get people sharing things, a bit like we send postcards to people, crafters get to share their sort of creations, and it's a bit like a little mini card, really.
No, yeah, I love that, and it's a nice place to start if you're struggling is the wrong word, but if you've lost your mojo and you don't know what to do.
Yeah, and you can make them and put them into boxes and either give them away, or like I said to you, you can use them as a starting point for a card, and you can then sort of build a card around it if you want to.
Love it. There you go. Look, someone's also answered it as well. ATCs are 2.5 by 3.5 in size. Great fun to make and swap. Françoise, you've been an absolute star, as always, is what you've been. I hope your shows go well. I know they will. You don't need any help. Go and tune in for the demos, 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. You've seen the range. There's some crafty deals on there as well, according to Jamie. So go and find out on those ones, and go and watch the demos. Place your order, then you can sit back and relax, because you are in for a treat. Thank you, Françoise. I'm going to love you and leave you. You've been an absolute star.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you.
Someone will be in to de-mic you and stuff, so don't worry. So you just take it off and leave it on the table. Someone will be there to sort it. You're a ledge. Thank you ever so much, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Françoise. Yes, indeed. For the rest of you, though, thank you for joining us once again. We are back tomorrow. We are back with Tilly Victor is coming on. Our Jess will be here tomorrow, talking all things Friday shows. My phone is going crazy and it's on silent. Talking all things Tilly Victor, talking all things quilling. For her Friday show, and we'll also be catching up about the NEC. If you're going to the NEC, I think myself and Kat will be there on the Sunday. I think Kat's there the Saturday. I'll be there on the Sunday doing Craft O'Clock live from the NEC, which will be the 2nd of November, is what you're looking at on this one. Sheila says, thank you both. Beverly, our birthday winner, love the collection. Beverly, you should have got your £100 credit now as well. And I'm just waiting for Tilly Victor's gifts, and then everything will be on. The Liberty Fabric arrived the other day. Have a fab day, everyone. Looking forward to the show. Wonderful new collection. Great to chat to you. Take care. And you, Hayley, you seem like a new name. Organised chaos, as always, is what we do. That was such a joy. Thank you, Adam and Françoise. Thank you, Jamie. And thank you to Tracy for sending me the pictures as well. You're absolute legends, every single one of you. I'm going to love you and leave you. For myself, Adam, stay safe, stay well, especially in this rain. Isn't it cold? Well, I've got a hoodie on today. Stay safe, stay well. I've had a right old day of it, but I'll tell you about all that tomorrow. We've got to shoot to the dentist in a minute with the little one with Mole, because the fillings fell out, as you do. So I've got all that to deal with today. So I will see you tomorrow. I'll let you know how it all goes then with our Jess. Remember, Françoise shows, do not forget them. You do not want to miss them. 3 o'clock. I can talk about the 8 o'clock one, but I don't think there's going to be much left. 3 o'clock today. put it in your diaries. Write it in now. Cancel it. Go and pick the kids up from school now, if I were you, just in case. You don't want to miss it, because I think when it's gone, it may be gone. From